Be sure to go back and check out that other creator's video. In it, he talks about how parents dump their financial burdens on their children by telling them about all of the headaches that they're going through because of their bills and how they can't make ends meet and all of this kind of stuff. So essentially, they are emotionally dumping problems on their children, thereby causing their children to feel like they are a burden. And there's a reason that parents do this with their children. The reason that parents do this with their children is because they consider their children to be an inconvenience. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse, as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse and or violent crimes for many years now. And one of the things that I have been talking to you all about with respect to child abuse, parent-child dynamics, and other things for many years now on this app, on my podcast, and across many other different platforms is how parents will treat their child like they are an inconvenience that they grow to dislike. If you don't believe me, you go and you check out Reddit and subreddit posts, and on Reddit, you will have parents who bitch and complain about their children, especially children who have handicaps and intellectual disabilities, and how their child is a burden. They don't like having them. They're expensive. They made a mistake, and on and on and on it goes. And sometimes it even gets a little bit way more sinister when people are sort of venting and airing their public grievances. Now, while I think that parents should have a space to talk about their frustrations and things like that, I think every parent should have that. I don't think it's appropriate to do that with your child, first of all, because you are making your child feel responsible for your emotions and, quite frankly, your responsibilities, including your own decisions. So a lot of time, I know that there's people that are going to get on here and fight with me about this, just like there were parents who got on there and fought with me about the whole making your children pay them rent and all this other kind of stuff. I don't care, because the simple fact of the reality is you are emotionally, you are psychologically, you are financially abusing your children by telling them, oh, you know, that you are a financial burden on me. And now because of you, I can't make X, Y, and Z amount of money. Or now because you're here, you've got to pay X, Y, and Z bill. And here's the thing, a lot of times that parents who do this, I very seldom see them do this with their partner. So, for example, if they have a parent that's a single mother or a parent that is a single father, their parent will be emotionally dumping on them, the children. However, the parent very seldom dumps on their girlfriend or their boyfriend, and they will often take on the extra expense of that boyfriend or girlfriend with no problem, right? And this is such a huge issue. And I've even seen it where, there have been women, sometimes women in my friend group, and they'll come and they'll talk about their financial problems. Why are you talking about them with me? Why aren't you talking about them with the person that you're dating? Like the person that I can't go and talk to them about that. Well, you sure as hell can't come and emotionally dump that on me. I'm not going to, so that's kind of an example. And I'm not even related to them, but people feel comfortable with the child, that's complaining. And so they'll do that, with them. But you won't tell the person that you're doing the horizontal mambo with every night in the bed. You won't tell them about your problems. And it's poor parenting. It's emotional dumping. It's emotionally abusive, and you don't need to do it. You need to find a space. You need to go to therapy. You need to go somewhere else, and you need to really start thinking about things. If you're laying around with somebody else too, this is another thing that I'll add. It's kind of a little bit different. But if you're laying up with somebody, you call yourself boyfriend or girlfriend with somebody and you can't talk to them about your financial problems, what are you doing? You know, you really need to think that situation. You really need to rethink that situation. There's no way that you should be talking to your child, parentifying your child before you're doing that with another adult. That's just not common sense. It's not practical, and it shows that you have poor decision-making skills. And I can't be more honest about that with you all. And somebody might be like, oh, you're kind of harsh about this. Well, think about what's happening to the children that unfairly have to do the emotional labor. And in a lot of cases, for some of the people on my posts about making their children paying rent, a lot of the children are doing the financial labor that you don't even have the same expectations of a partner that you're sitting there messing around with. What sense does that make? How practical is that? I don't understand that, but you know what that's going to lead to when your children become of age. You don't need me to tell you. Hope that helps. Thanks so much.